Good evening, UPIKE fans. This is Dan White, the Sports Information Director at the University of Pikeville, and we're tuning in live here from Georgetown, Kentucky, where we're going to have a very, very exciting matchup between two rivals within the Mid-South Conference as the Bears prepare to take on Georgetown College. Wasn't too long ago that these two teams met, just back 2 Mondays ago on January 25th. It was a makeup game after the original date got snowed out on a Thursday, so we waited and played them on a Monday, and Joanna McNamee's UPIKE team had a huge game. Got out there with 18 points from Andrea Matchin and topped the Tigers 83-66 at home. But let me tell you, that did not cause a lot of worry out of Georgetown, because all they did was get back to work, and they've won 3 games since. They started out after that loss to Pikeville. Just 3 days later, went into St. Catherine and beat them 63-45. Followed that up 2 days later by beating then number 1 Campbellsville 66-62 on the road. And then on February 1st, just a few days ago, they went into the University of Cumberland's, another tough team within the conference, and played a low-scoring affair that they ended up winning 44-40. So that makes three straight games that this team won on the road to improve to 10-11, 5-4 in league play. But now they're back here at home, taking on the Bears. They're 4-4 here inside their home gymnasium. And so Davis Reed Alumni Gym, we're right here in Georgetown, and we get things tipped off right away. And Tioni McCune goes up, wins the tip, and Georgetown's going to take over on offense on this first possession. They start out, Haley Armstrong dribbles around, hands off to Abby Van Zant, top of the key. Van Zant's going to pull it from a 3. It's off the mark, but there's McCune, all 6'5" of her, pulls down the rebound, hands it off to Jessica Foster down low. She puts up a shot, banks it in, and Jessica Foster gets the scoring started here with 2. Kayla Day quickly up the court, crosses the midcourt line for the Bears. Kayla Eldridge gets out of her way a little bit, and they're going to run a play. They hand over to Eldridge, top of the key. She hands off to Calvert, top of the key. Got some top of the key motion going on. She tries to hit Porter on a rolling cut to the hoop and throws it away. The ball is going to stay with UPIKE, though. Stays tipped by a Tiger. Kayla Day looking. She gets the ball into Candace Porter, wide open from the corner. She banks it in. Same shot that Foster got in the other end. Porter hits hers as well. It's 2-2. This is Van Zant bringing the ball up the court. She's met by Day. Goes over, looks for somebody in the sideline. Her help, Haley Armstrong, runs away. Then she hands off to Foster, about in the corner, past 3-point line. Gets a screen from McCune. They throw down low. Zizi lays it in. Emily Zizi, the junior from Indiana, lays it in. Georgetown at 4-2. Kayla Day right back down the court. Hands off, pass to the corner to Eldridge. She's double teamed. Tries to get around it. She does. Hand off to Andrea Matchin. Matchin to Porter. She's well away from the basket and then drives past McCune. Dish to Danielle Calvert, and she hits a shot. Offense going well here for both teams early on. It's 4-4. 8:30 to play in the first quarter. This is Van Zant up into the front court. She has McCune ready to set a screen on Day. Doesn't use it. Throws to Foster. Now Foster does use the screen from McCune, then over to Armstrong. Now ZZ back to Armstrong. They're looking maybe to shoot a 3. No, here goes Armstrong dribbling down past Calvert. She's off the mark. ZZ gets the rebound, saves it into Armstrong. She goes back up and good. It's 6-4 Georgetown. Day gets it into the front court for the Bears. She throws deep into the corner to Andrea Matchin. She's guarded by Foster. Top of the key, Calvert. Great pass to Candace Porter. Her shot's blocked by McCune and rebounded by Van Zant, and they push the ball ahead. Van Zant slows things down, gets a screen, hands it off to Foster. Foster is going to use a screen from McCune, pulls up for a long jumper, nails it. I believe the Tigers only missed 1 shot so far. They're up 8-4 here in the early going. It's man-to-man defense from Georgetown. Van Zant giving Kayla Day a little bit of room, though. Hands off to Eldridge. She's not getting that same favor. Calvert looks for somebody. Hands it to Matchin. Porter, top of the key, gets McCune in the air, back out to Match, and a deep jumper is good. This is an offensive juggernaut kind of game so far. 8-6, Georgetown leads it as Matchin just nails that one. Van Zant back into the front court. As we're going to have Devin Conley checking in for UPIKE, the next dead ball. Armstrong's going to fire a three. That's well off the mark. Offensive rebound, Foster. She goes up, off the mark as well. Rebound, ZZ. Georgetown controlling the glass. Van Zant's going to try a three. It's a good one, and it's 11-6 Georgetown. Offensive rebounds killing the Bears right now. Here comes Day with about 6:48 on the clock. Still facing a man-to-man defensive effort from Georgetown. Calvert top the key, hands to Eldridge. That's where she likes to shoot from, but she's not getting any room. She has to hand it back to Porter. Porter does want to go down low to Calvert. It's not there. Back out to Eldridge. Eldridge slows it down. They're going to start running a play. Here's a screen from Porter. Eldridge gets around it. She has two people on her. Throws over to Porter. It's a three-pointer and good. That's a rare made three-pointer there from Candace Porter, and referee says to. We got a delay of game warning on UPIKE. Touched the ball after it had gone through. Nothing called there. They just can't do it again and be a technical. Right now we got Devin Conley, Precia Rogers into the game. Danielle Calvert comes out, and somebody else has to come out for UPIKE. They got 6 players in the game, and Kayla Day is the player that needs to come out. A little bit of confusion there, but now we're ready to get going. It's 11-9 Georgetown with 6:20 to go in the first quarter. Van Zant, she's an active point guard. She's very small, but takes control of the game. She hands off to Haley Armstrong. She rolls. Looks like took an extra step. She did. It's a travel. The ball goes over to the Bears. 6:11 on the clock. It's going to be Kella Eldridge taking over point guard duties with Day on the bench. Slowly dribbles it over half court. No pressure, no full court pressure from Georgetown. She gets over to Conley. Conley and Eldridge both would love to get some open looks from three. It's not happening. Great pass from Precia Rogers, but Andre Matchin can't finish. Rebound to Foster. She goes to Van Zant. Van Zant, a little bit of token pressure, but then the Bears kind of back off. They're going to try to be slowing down that inside attack of Foster and McCune, doing a poor job of it so far. They're going to have to get the defensive pressure going. Credit Georgetown for hitting some big shots. Foster just kind of dribbling around on her own, looking for help. She hands off to Van Zant. She nearly loses it. Eldridge all over. She finally finds Foster. She got 8 seconds on the shot clock. She's going to have to put something up. She does, and it goes in. It's just been that kind of start. 13-9 Georgetown. This is Eldridge looking for some open room. She goes down to Porter. Porter blocked again by McCune. She's just not going to be able to shoot over there without getting her in the air. Here comes Van Zant quickly up to Armstrong in the left side corner. Armstrong's going to pull up from three. It's well off the mark. Offensive rebound, Foster. She goes up, misses. Offensive rebound, ZZ. ZZ shot blocked by Rogers, but it's going to stay with Georgetown. The coaching staff for UPIKE not happy whatsoever with the rebounding effort on the offensive end. ZZ is going to come out of the game. It's going to be Ashley Mays, a senior from Frankfort, replacing her for the Tigers. They have the ball under the basket, out of bounds. It's thrown into McCune. She's always a safe throw in there. So tall, misses her first shot. Gabs a rebound, sticks it in. It's 15-9 Georgetown. The rebounding has to get better for UPIKE. Eldridge, she has Porter open in the corner, doesn't give it to her. It's not where she likes to work usually. Precia Rogers, though, top of the key. Rogers drives, puts her shot up. It's off the mark, and a rebound to Foster. It's a battle of the boards right now, being dominated by the Tigers. Up to Van Zant, into the front court. She goes behind her back. It's tipped by Match and stolen. Eldridge quickly ahead. She has numbers. She's going to keep it all by herself. The shot up and good. It's a fast break basket from Kella Eldridge. Gets UPIKE in double figures. It's 15-11 with 4:24 to play in the first quarter. Van Zant slowly brings the ball into the front court. Jogs it ahead. She's looking for a handoff. It's just a dribble handoff motion offense for Georgetown. They're looking to get the interior pass. They do to Armstrong. Her shot blocked by Conley. Rebounded, though, by her. And it's put up for a three-point attempt by Mays. No good. And the rebound's pulled down by Precia Rogers. Kayla Eldridge, great pass ahead to Candace Porter. She gathers, sticks it in. It's 15-13. Porter nearly walked on that one, but gathered herself. Referees let it go. Here comes Van Zant. Probably going to need to get a point guard in for her soon. A substitute, I should say, as she has been in for the duration, playing a tough game at the point guard spot. Hands off to Armstrong. Armstrong Stetters, puts a shot up. It's well off the mark. Eldridge with the rebound. She's doing a good job of pushing the pace. Pushes it ahead to Precia Rogers, and she ties the basketball game 15-all. Georgetown wants a timeout. We'll step away. 3:34 to play. It's 15-15. Candace Porter leads the Bears with 7 points to help them get back in this one, tied with Georgetown 15-all. She hit a three-pointer earlier, just the 16th three-pointer she's attempted in her career. She's a junior now, and was the second make. She also made one back in her sophomore season. It's going to be a turnover quick as they get the ball back into play for Georgetown, and the Bears come back the other way as Kayla Day scoops it up. Up ahead to Matchin. A deep jumper is off the mark. Lee battles for the rebound, but it's pulled down and won by Ashley Mays. It's Van Zant. She's going to stay in after getting the break on that timeout call. She hands off. The new player, Shelby Beam, in for the Tigers. Beam's going to dump it down to Foster. She hits it out to Van Zant from the corner. Is good, and Abby Van Zant's hit a couple three-pointers. Gives the Tigers 18-15 lead under 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Slowing it down, Precia Rogers in the corner. She wants to work on Foster. She steadies it and slows over to Devin Conley. A deep three-pointer is good. Rogers swings it to the top of the key to Conley, and she nails the three-pointer. It's still tied 18-all. Full court defense from UPIKE. This is the same look they gave Georgetown back a couple weeks ago in the Expo Center that really swung the game. It immediately gets a turnover. It's going to be UPIKE basketball with a tie ball game. I'd like to see UPIKE stay in that full court pressure. Kayla Day going to walk the ball into the front court. Hands over Andrea Matchin in the corner. Matchin drive. She pulls up with the jumper. It's good off the glass. She is smooth right now from that range. 2018 UPIKE. Pressure defense. Van Zant trying to work it around to Foster. Foster up ahead to Mays. That's a really good job breaking it there for Georgetown, but her shot well off the mark. And rebound, Kayla Day. UPIKE's really forcing the pace of this one. They like to move. Day over to Conley for three. She just shuffled the feet before she could gather herself. It's going to be a travel violation. Basketball back over Georgetown's way as Lydia Graves will check into the game. She replaces Mays, who was off the mark on that last shot. This is a play for Kay. Think Pink Night for Georgetown. Some of the shooting shirts for the Tigers wearing a pink shirt. Good cause here as they had some nice pregame ceremonies for that one. And here comes Georgetown into the front court. This is Graves. Graves has trouble handling it, and she just loses it to Kayla Day. Bears with numbers. Day keeps it by herself, goes in for the layup. It's good. And UPIKE with the biggest lead yet at 22-18. This is Georgetown up ahead. It's Shelby Beam really trying to break the pressure by herself. She does it, and ends up being Day having to foul her. Excuse me, that was Conley picking up the foul, so that's the first foul on Devin Conley. Andrea Matchin gets her first break of the game. Coming in for her, Rachel Lee. Also got Van Zant out of the game for Georgetown. Kennedy Flynn in to run the point guard spot. Kennedy hands it off over in the corner to Beam. Beam going to work on Kayla Day. She's still working, goes around the foul line, extended, goes up and under, draws a foul and makes the shot. That was a good move. Day did all she could to stop her penetration, but couldn't there at the end, and now 22-20, and Beam is going to get a chance to go to the line for one. So we're near the end of the first quarter. UPIKE shooting 66% from the field compared to 40% from Georgetown. They've hit 10 of 15. That free throw for Beam is off the mark, and it's off the fingertips of Precia Rogers. The rebound is going to stay Georgetown basketball. They trail by 2, 1:34 on the clock. UPIKE up 22-20. This is Beam with a pass into Foster. They like to throw into their post players. It's a nice safety valve for them. Beam gets the pass back in the corner. She dishes it back to Leslie Freeze. Freeze out to Kennedy Flynn. Her three's off the mark. Battling in there for a rebound. It's off the hands of Beam. It's going to be UPIKE basketball. Conley throws into Day. Day kind of jogs it into near half court. She slows up there and she crosses. She is met by Flynn. Flynn just playing her face up. This is a man-to-man defense. Conley, top of the key, takes over. She looks to reverse it back to Eldridge and does. Eldridge pump fakes Foster, but Foster doesn't buy it. Eldridge just keeps driving, though, and just lays it in. A contested shot, and it's 24-20. Here comes Foster trying to break the press. Throws it up ahead and over the hands of all the UPIKE defenders to Graves. Now Flynn's going to gather top of the key. Eldridge drove by. Flynn throws it up. It's going to be a late foul call on Precia Rogers. So Precia Rogers picks up her first, team's third. We're under a minute to go. Georgetown yet to be called for a foul in this game. It's 3 fouls to 0 going UPIKE's way. But we got Flynn at the line. She'll shoot 2. Makes the first. Now 24-21 UPIKE lead. Andrea Match and Candace Porter back in. It's going to be Devin Conley and Rachel Lee taking a seat. Flynn slowly dribbles at the line. Got her knees bent, steadies it, flips the ball to the air, and it's right through the net. 24-22, UPIKE lead with 47 seconds to go. Kayla Day running the offense. She throws in the corner to Rogers. Rogers uses a screen for Match, and she wants to operate one-on-one. Gets kind of double teamed, but finds Porter wide open. Porter off the mark, and the rebound's pulled down by Flynn. She's going to go straight ahead, tries to get to, then she has to stop up, throws a pass all the way to the front court, picked off by Eldridge. Here comes Kayla Eldridge. She's going to go one-on-one too, and backs off. She'll probably get it back into Day's hands, and they do. They want to run an offensive play here with about 18 seconds on the clock. Day flips over to Eldridge. Day goes through looking for some screens. It's passed back over to Eldridge in the corner. Now she gets a screen from Candace Porter. She rolls to the basket. Not open. Eldridge is going to have to fire something up. Looks like she does. It's blocked. Rebound by Matchin, but she loses it out of bounds. Now with 2.6 seconds left, Georgetown's going to have the basketball. Full court pressure from UPIKE's probably going to allow them just to throw up about a half-court shot. It's thrown into Beam. Beam goes around Precia Rogers. She throws it up. It's got a chance, but it's short, and that's going to be no good. Into the end of the first quarter, it's going to be UPIKE 24, Georgetown 22. We'll step away here on YouTube's broadcast of UPIKE women's basketball. Back to action here in the second quarter. Candace Porter gets Tiana McCune in the air, and they're going to draw a foul. They're going to say is on the ground. Well, it's been a story of two storylines. UPIKE leads us on 24-22, really just off shooting. They're shooting 61% compared to 40 for the Tigers. But then you look at the stat that Georgetown's succeeding at. It's a 17-4 rebounding advantage, and that's why this one's close. UPIKE gets it into Porter. Quickly throw down low to Calvert. Makes a nice move. One-handed hook shot off the mark. Working down low is Porter. She gathers an offensive board. Thrown to Calvert, and she's going to draw a foul. So DC and Candace, good job working down low, draws a foul, and DC will go to the line for two. Calvert's not been there a ton this season. When you look at her on the season, she's 24 of 39, shoots 61%, and the first one's good. It's going to be 25-22 UPIKE. Rachel Lee checks into the game for Kayla Eldridge, and Kayla Day will check in for Danielle Calvert if she makes this one. Calvert puts it up. It's off the mark, rims out, and the rebound goes to Graves. Graves looking to get it, hand off to Flynn. She does. Flynn double teamed in the corner immediately, but she's going to be fouled by Andrea Matchin. That foul on the floor as well. That's her first foul, though, so a lot of players with one foul each for UPIKE. Nobody, as we're early in the second period, in any kind of foul trouble. UPIKE enjoys a 25-22 lead here in Georgetown. 9:41 to go before halftime. This is Kennedy Flynn still running the offense for Georgetown as Abby Van Zant stays on the bench. She hands off to Beam. Beam gets a nice screen from McCune. McCune slow to roll to the hoop. Not there for it. A three-pointer's put up by Graves off the mark, and then there's going to be a foul on the rebound. Precia Rogers, credit her with the board. Kayla Day now in for Danielle Calvert. So Kayla will run the offense at point guard. We got neither Devin Conley or Kayla Eldridge in the game, so not that three-point weapon. Rachel Lee out there, she can hit it. Day going to run the ball into the front court. She zigzags around the perimeter. Finally gets it to Candace Porter at the foul line. She looks for Precia Rogers, gets it to her on the sideline. Precia just loses the basketball right on the line there and hands it to Lydia Graves, and then loses the ball out of bounds. So Kennedy Flynn's going to have the basketball, bringing it up against this token full court press from the Bears, which has worked so well in games earlier this season. Flynn throws it ahead to Graves. Graves, a cross-court pass to Beam. Her three-pointer is good. So Graves, a nice swing pass to Beam in the corner, and it ties things up 25 all, 8:42 to play till halftime. Precia Rogers quickly ahead to Candace Porter down low. Porter puts a jump shot up. It's no good, and ZZ pulls down the rebound. Candace having a tough time down there when guarded in the post. Flynn, fast all the way down the court. Her shot very well blocked by Precia Rogers out of bounds. It'll stay with Georgetown. Here comes Devin Conley and Kayla Eldridge, the Splash sisters, both checking in. Rachel Lee, Precia Rogers, timeout. Graves, her job to kick it in. She's looking for Beam. Beam not there. Does find Foster down low. Match and can't guard her, and she goes right up and scores. It's now Georgetown's lead, 27-25. Fast-paced offense for UPIKE as Kayla Day quickly ahead, throws to Match, and she loses control but gathers it. Over to Devin Conley, top of the key. Beam gives her some room, but she still passes it to Day deep in the corner. Back to Conley. Now finally puts up a three, well off the mark. I think she either lost control of the ball or had to have her feet knocked out of her there. Either way, that's just a turnover as it sails out of bounds. Georgetown with the basketball. The Georgetown on the inbounds pass can't get it in, though. Immediately turns it back up. Turns it over. It's going to be UPIKE basketball. Down 2 with 8:05 to go here in the second. Matchin throwing it in from the sideline. A nice entry pass to Candace Porter, and after ZZ understood that she was going to have trouble guarding that one, she just fouls her, kind of grabs her. So no point scored there, but a foul on ZZ. It's going to be ZZ coming out of the basketball game for Leslie Freeze. Devin Conley looking to get the ball in. Nice screen there from Matchin, gets Eldridge free. Eldridge controls it, throws over Devin Conley, top of the key. Conley going to pull up from a deep jumper. She just not a confident shot there, and she's off the mark. Flynn pulls it down. Here's Kennedy. She's going to slow the offense. Georgetown in a half-court set here. It's been a while. She's going to throw to Foster, top of the key. She's guarded closely by Matchin. UPIKE in a man-to-man defense. Foster tries to throw into the corner. It's picked off by Conley. Turnover. Here comes UPIKE. Up ahead to Kayla Day. Day stops, throws to Eldridge in the corner. Her three is off the mark, and rebound goes to Foster as Georgetown continues to control the glass. Hand off to Kennedy Flynn. Kennedy Flynn in the corner to Graves. She's going to use a screen from Foster. Doesn't keep rolling, though. Hands off to Beam. It's swung around. This is Freeze off the mark from 3. Kayla Day with the rebound. Quickly into the front court. Into the corner. Same spot for Eldridge. Again off the mark, and the rebound again to Foster. Kennedy Flynn. This is a breakneck pace, folks. She's going right by Kayla Day all the way to the rim. Her layup good. It's 29-25. Georgetown up in this one with 7 minutes to go before halftime. You got Taylor McGlade off the bench ready to check in, get her first action of the night. Eldridge again in that same spot. This time doesn't shoot, goes around her defender. She needs help. Throws out to Devin Conley, and Conley shuffles the feet again in the same spot. Frustrated with herself after that one with another turnover. Abby Van Zant returns for the Tigers to run the show. Point guard Kayla Day comes out for UPIKE. She's replaced by Taylor McGlade. Also Precia Rogers into the game for the Bears. Still in that full court pressure. Kind of threw it backwards there to Van Zant. She's going to need to get across the timeline. She does to Beam. Beam ahead of Foster. Foster goes all the way in, and she's fouled off the mark. She's going to go to the line after being fouled by Candace Porter. It's her first. Jessica Foster was honored before the start of this one for becoming the newest member of Georgetown's 1,000-point club. Congratulations to her. And now she steps to the free throw line where she'll have a couple shots. The first one's right down the drain. It's 30-25 Georgetown, 6:35 to go in the second quarter. Foster's second, put up, and it's good as well. It's now a 6-point lead for Georgetown, their largest of the game. Taylor McGlade into the front court wearing bright pink socks. She throws over to Matchin, deep in the corner. She's going to use a screen for Porter. It goes the other way on it. She's going to drive baseline, put up a shot. Thought she was hit off the mark, pulled down, rebound by Graves. Graves to Van Zant. No chance to put the press on there for UPIKE as Van Zant dribbles deep into their side of the court. A forearm, though, extended by Shelby Beam, and the freshman from Alabama is called for the offensive foul. UPIKE going to have another player getting in their first action of the night. It's freshman from Belfry, Emily Baker, as she'll check in and replace Matchin. That also gives Georgetown a chance to put Ashley Mays back into the game, a senior from Frankfort. She's going to replace Shelby Beam. Devin Conley into Taylor McGlade, who walks it up slowly into the front court. She is going to be approached there with man-to-man defense. Met about three-point line extended. Throws over to Prisha Rogers. She thought she had Candace Porter cutting to the basket, just throws it away. Georgetown basketball. It's 31-25, 6 minutes to play. Leslie Freeze back into the game for the Tigers, replacing Graves. This is Foster, throws into Van Zant, and they'll work against the press. Throws the corner to Foster. Foster back over to Van Zant. It's stolen. Here comes Devin Conley all the way. Layup off the mark. She gets her own rebound, sticks it back in. That's a good confident play there from Conley. Foster double team back to Van Zant. Looked like Van Zant shuffled her feet. Not called there. Gets it out to Haley Armstrong. She's got room to drive. Throws it around. Back out to Freeze, and that was Ashley Mays, and after breaking the press, she got to drain a three-pointer. It's now a 7-point lead, 34-27. Conley quickly tries to answer off the mark. The rebound fought for. They're going to go Georgetown's way on it. They're going to say Emily Baker was the last person to touch that ball. Been a rough quarter for the Bears. Only have 3 points. It's got a 12-3 advantage for Georgetown here about halfway through the period. Still trying to use that full court pressure to get something going, but Georgetown has been working on breaking it. They throw it ahead to Armstrong. Her three is off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Prisha Rogers. Jump ball called there. I thought Prisha Rogers had gathered that rebound all for herself, but they're going to call her with a jump ball, and Georgetown takes back possession. This is Mays, throws into Foster. Foster wants to work against Prisha Rogers, then she throws it back over to Mays. Mays in the corner to Van Zant. Van Zant all the way, her layup off the mark, pulled down Devin Conley. Devin Conley is playing a great game right now, attacking the glass. She takes it with herself, goes across half court, across the three-point line, all the way in. Her shot off the mark, pulled down by Foster. 4:45 to go. It's still 34-27 Georgetown. This is Ashley Mays into the front court. Hands over to Van Zant. Van Zant the handoff to Haley Armstrong. Haley Armstrong, another handoff at the top of the key to Mays. That's all they're trying to do here. Van Zant finally drives, her layup off the mark, pulled down Candace Porter. This is McGlade up ahead. Numbers quickly on the fast break for UPIKE. Prisha Rogers all the way. They're going to call a block there underneath. I don't see who it's on yet. It looks like Haley Armstrong. That's Armstrong's first foul. It's also going to send Prisha Rogers to the line. But before we'll have those shots, we'll step away for a few minutes here on YouTube's broadcast of UPIKE women's basketball.
These cold waves, I can save. These last days, I can save. These last days. Up above, up above.
Precia Rogers steps to the free throw line, hits her first shot. UPIKE trying to cut back into this Georgetown lead. It's now 34-28 Tigers with 4:22 on the clock before the half. Second one's good as well. Now back to a 5-point deficit. Shooting has evened up big time. Now Pikeville's 41%, Georgetown 40. It's been a disastrous second quarter so far offensively for the Bears. This is Van Zant up ahead. She hands off to Ashley Mays, top of the key. They're just working around just like UPIKE, just a little motion, top of the key. They're trying to get something going towards the basket. They go over to Beam. No, this is Armstrong in the corner, back to Van Zant. Shot clock down under 5. Armstrong will work, goes around matching, puts it up, no good, and it's going to be off the hands of a Georgetown player, and it's going to be UPIKE basketball. Eldridge throwing in out of bounds to Taylor McGlade. She hands it to her, and they jog it up near half court into the front court. She's met by Van Zant. Man-to-man defense still from the Tigers. Andrea Matchin thinks about a three. Passes to Rogers, top of the key, over to Eldridge in the corner. Gets a screen there. Eldridge pump fakes layup is good. Right down the drain. Didn't even use the glass. 34-31. Now a three-point game. A little bit of offense finally going for the Bears. Now 12-7 Georgetown advantage in this quarter. Armstrong guarded by McGlade. She's now double-teamed. Needs help. Throws it over to Mays. Mays tries to get to Van Zant. Nearly intercepted. Van Zant holding it. She needs help. It's thrown to Armstrong in the corner. She's cut off by Porter. Then it's thrown away. Precia Rogers with the steal up ahead. Taylor McGlade doesn't have anybody with her. Finally finds Candace Porter cutting the jumpers off the mark. And the rebound pulled down by Martina Little, getting her first action of the night for Georgetown. This is Van Zant handing the ball off to Armstrong in the corner. They keep swinging it around. This 2-3 zone has made things really tough to penetrate the middle of the paint against the UPIKE Bears. That time Freeze didn't have trouble, though. She did find a couple gaps and laid the ball in. It's 36-31 Georgetown. Taylor McGlade quickly ahead. UPIKE wants to answer fast. Every time Georgetown scored, they've been right back into their side of the court. This is Eldridge going all the way to the cup. She's fouled. The foul there is going to be on Ashley Mays. It's going to send Eldridge to the free throw line for a couple. For the longest time this quarter, it's been a three-pointer by Devin Conley that was the only points of the frame for the Bears. Now they finally get a little bit of offense rolling after outscoring Georgetown 24-22 in the first. In the second, it's been Georgetown 14-7.
Hey, but Dad, Rachel, make sure you guys are out on those wings.
Kella Eldridge, her first shot is good, nothing but net. 36-32 the score, Georgetown lead. Foster and Beam back into the game for Georgetown. It's Andrea Matchin back into the game for the Bears, replacing Precia Rogers. Rogers doing a great job in that full court extended defense that kind of falls back into a 2-3 zone. She's very active in there. Eldridge second shot good. UPIKE shooting very well from the foul line so far. I believe they're 6 of 7 now. It's helping in this one. Gives them a chance to get into the press as Flynn's back in to run the point. She throws to Beam. They're just kind of throwing around a little diamond formation to get around it. That time they break it all the way up to head to Freeze for an easy 2. Gonna have to maybe adjust something on that press as Georgetown's really figured it out, breaking it. McGlade makes a good pass down to the sideline to match. And nice answer from Andrea, the sophomore from Louisville, makes it 38-35. Same diamond press break here, the three-man weave from Georgetown as they try to get around it. They use Foster in the middle. Foster goes around McGlade. Here comes Rachel Lee. They're actually going to get a 10-second violation. Good job there in the press by UPIKE getting a 10-second call. It's going to be a Georgetown turnover as UPIKE will take over with the basketball with 2:03 left until halftime. Georgetown leads by 3, 38-35. McGlade into the front court. She has it all on her own at the top of the key. She throws to the corner to Rachel Lee. She does the same thing over to Matchin. Matchin just not putting down any dribbles. Hands off to Conley. Conley working a little bit. McGlade's going to try a 3. You can tell it's well off the mark. Rebounded by Beam. Flynn nearly palmed the basketball. She's going to back up and gather herself. She is near the half-court line waiting for this offense to get run. 2-3 zone, sagging back for UPIKE, not putting on any pressure. They're just sagging back and making sure Foster can't get going down low. They're settling to give Georgetown the look at threes. Flynn nearly throws it out of bounds. She nearly travels, gets the ball over to Mays. Mays going to drive in, and I looked like a jump ball there. But they're going to get Devin Conley touching her on the wrist, and it's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Ashley Mays, senior from Frankfort, Kentucky.
Ashley Mays will shoot 2.
So just as UPIKE's been good from the line, Georgetown has as well. They're 4 of 5, and Mays now makes them 5 of 6. Kel Eldridge back into the game for Conley, and Georgetown's going to get Lydia Graves in. She replaces Freeze. 1:19 to play in this first half is the free throw. Second one's good as well for Mays, and now 40-35 Georgetown lead. McGlade quickly brings the ball into the front court, hits Andrea Matchin deep in the corner. They're trying to work it around to Candace Porter down low. Eldridge thinks better of it and brings it back out to Rachel Lee. Lee been quiet so far in this one, but does make a good pass to a cutting Andrea Matchin, who is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2 shots, as that's the 5th team foul for the Tigers.
At the line for Pikeville, Andrea Matchin will shoot 2.
Pikeville 5 of 6 from the stripe. This is Andrea Matchin, who has 6 points for the Bears. Has not shot free throws yet, though. Her first one's no good. 1:06 on the clock in the second quarter. Georgetown 40, UPIKE 35. Matchin dribbles, gathers herself, spins the ball back. Her shot is no good. Rebound by Foster. So there's the first couple of missed free throws there at the line from UPIKE. This is Flynn bringing it slowly into the front court. Georgetown just really having to look into this 2-3 zone to find something open. And once again, another turnover. Picked off pass by Rachel Lee. Lee going by herself all the way. Layup is good. That was huge. 47 seconds to go. It's a 3-point game. UPIKE backing off that press here deep into the quarter. They're instead going to a gapped in here 2-3 zone. They're deep into it. Good job of taking away the middle. Foster, though, gets a 3-pointer from it, and I'm telling you, that's just what UPIKE's given up in that defensive scheme. She knocks it down, 43-37 Tigers. McGlade throws to Porter. She works by herself, goes around Foster. It goes into her a little bit. The shot's off the mark. Rachel Lee tried to get the rebound. It's knocked out of her hands by Lydia Graves, and the ball will stay with UPIKE. 19.6 seconds on the clock. That gives UPIKE time to get Devin Conley back into the basketball game. Probably going to have the final shot here as Conley gets it into Porter. Porter tries to go around Foster, just loses her footing and travels the basketball back over Tigers' way. 16 seconds on the clock. UPIKE quickly getting Precia Rogers into the game. She replaces Conley as Conley takes a seat right back on the bench. Would really be crucial right here to not allow any more scoring from the Tigers, as I'm sure they'll take the final shot here with 10 seconds on the clock. It's Flynn, gets the ball over to Beam. Beam turns it over. Is on Kella Eldridge. 5 seconds on the clock, all the way. She puts in a layup, and that was big. 43-39, and that's where we'll be, as Flynn's shot will be well short. So at halftime, it's going to be Georgetown 43, UPIKE 39. Interesting first half. That saw UPIKE and Georgetown start off shooting the ball so well, and then they cooled off in the second. So we'll see after this 15-minute break what we have in the second half. But for this YouTube broadcast, we will step away and be back on the air here in about 15 minutes.
new and hopeful. I lie awake, knowing my heart is worlds away from ever feeling like it is safe. Watch and wait for the next phase soon enough. Everything
Welcome back to Reed Gymnasium here in Georgetown, Kentucky, as we're back to action. We're going to see if this second half can be as exciting as that first one was. UPIKE's going to start off with possession. They have Kayla Eldridge out there handing off to Candace Porter, top of the key, swung around by Kayla Day to Andrea Matchin. She drives on Foster, puts up a shot as blocked, but she gets her own rebound and keeps it back out to Day. Day in the middle of the paint, throws a pass out to Candace Porter. I don't think Porter anticipated it and just let it go out of bounds. It's going to be Tiger basketball. Abby Van Zant into the front court for the Tigers as she's enjoying a 4-point lead here in the early goings of the third quarter. Hands off to Foster near the baseline. She dribbles back around to Haley Armstrong top of the key, then down to ZZ. ZZ needs help. She picked up her dribble, finds it in Tionia McCune. She wants to work against Calvert, but passes it back out to Van Zant. Van Zant around Day, puts up a shot, and they're going to get Kayla Day with a personal foul. I believe that's going to be Day's second. And it's going to send Van Zant to the free throw line where she'll have a couple. Van Zant's first one's off the mark. She'll have one more, though, as it's 43-39 Georgetown with 9:10 on the clock. Second one is no good as well. Tipped back out by McCune. Van Zant picks it up, but then her shot blocked and just kind of recovered by Danielle Calvert. Good job for DC being in the right place, right time. Kayla Day quickly to the front court. Throws over to Matchin in the corner. She uses a pass screen from Calvert. Going to drive, but she's met with a double team. Good defensive effort there. Kayla Eldridge, top of the key. The junior swings over to Candace Porter. Free throw line extended, and then to Day in the corner. Day has McCune on her. Gets the mismatch. Finds Porter alone, but she misses the jumper, and it's off the hands of Danielle Calvert. It's going to be Georgetown basketball with 8:40 to play here in the second quarter. Here's Van Zant dribbling slowly into the front court, met by Day. She's going to do a spin move around her at the foul line. Hand off to Haley Armstrong. Armstrong would have a clean look at it, doesn't take it. They're going to run down the shot clock. No, never mind. Foster with the three off the mark, pulled down by Day. Bears can run. They have numbers. She thinks better of it. Just throws over to Eldridge in the corner. Eldridge, she kind of goes ahead a little bit, then backs off. Throws it to Calvert, top of the key. Swing to Day in the corner. Day's going to use a screen, go towards the basket, and kick it over to Porter. Porter has McCune on her. Her shot blocked. Porter regathers, goes up. She misses again. Danielle Calvert gets the rebound. She's going to be fouled. So after 3 shot attempts, they're going to end up with free throws from Danielle Calvert, who's shooting at about a little over 60% for the season.
Danielle Calvert will shoot 2.
So with the Bears trailing by 4 with 8:01 on the clock in the third period, Calvert goes to the free throw line. She makes the first, so she's now 2 for 3 on the night. Devin Conley checks into the game, replacing Day. That'll move Kelly Eldridge to the point guard spot. Conley will run the 2 guard with Matchin out there on the wing. Let's see if DC can make it 2 in a row. The sophomore from Louisville is off the mark. Foster pulls it down, shows he's 50% from the line tonight. Van Zant quickly ahead. She pushes into the front court. She's met with this is man-to-man defense from UPIKE. Andrea Matchin tight all over Foster. Foster nearly carried the basketball, gets to McCune, back to Foster. Little give and go, reverse layup, good. Foster so good if she's allowed to operate under the basket, and she lays it up in with confidence. Eldridge gets it into Devin Conley, who works into the baseline and puts up a shot that's good. It's 45-42, 7:30 on the clock. UPIKE needing to do something on the defensive end to slow down Foster as she has it all by herself, goes under a screen. Can't do that as Devin Conley goes under and Foster shoots right over for the 3-pointer. It's 48-42 Georgetown. UPIKE likes to try to answer quickly so many times on made threes. Let's see what we got here. Eldridge thought about it, thought better of it though. Gives to this is Andrea Matchin down to Candace Porter into Danielle Calvert, and good move from DC as she scores on Teonia McCune. Keeps it within 4 at 48-44. Nice undercut pass there from Van Zant to Armstrong. Her shot off the mark, but batted around and kept by the Tigers. It's going to be Prisha Rogers checking into the game for the Bears. She replaces Andrea Matchin. ZZ going to come out for Georgetown. She's replaced by Lydia Graves. Van Zant, the trigger person underneath. She gets to Foster on the sideline. She throws it underneath and laid up and in by Graves. 50-44 Georgetown. Here comes Eldridge. Prisha Rogers thought about a 3. She was wide open. Not her shot tonight. Candace Porter operating on Foster. Back out to Rogers. Now she will shoot the 3. It's well off the mark, but the offensive rebound pulled down by Porter. This time Rogers' jumper's off the mark, and now Foster with the rebound. A couple tough shots there for Prisha. Van Zant gets it in the corner to Lydia Graves. Her 3 misses, and Kelly Eldridge pulls it down. 6 minutes, nearing the 6-minute mark of third period. Kelly Eldridge doesn't pass to anybody. Goes all the way, shot blocked by Teonia McCune, and it goes off of Eldridge out of bounds. Flynn back in for Van Zant to run the offense for Georgetown, and with that move they go back to that full court pressure defense. The substitutions and the ball out of bounds has allowed UPIKE to set up in the press. Now Georgetown did a nice job of breaking it in the first half. Let's see how they operate here as Flynn's going to throw to Foster in the corner, and nobody slows her down. She gets it across half court. Foster tough double team though, and it's turned over as Matchin gets the back tip from Flynn, goes all the way and misses, and it's rebound pulled down by Beam. That was a tough miss for the Bears to have on a fast break chance. Looks like Matchin had a clean look at it. Regardless, here's Flynn back. She almost had Beam on a back cut. Didn't throw it. They do get down to a pass into Teonia McCune. It's tied up, jump ball. It'll stay with Georgetown. 50-44, the Georgetown lead. 5:37 left in the third quarter.
Screen for 15. Candace Talk.
It's going to be Beam throwing in underneath the basket. She gets it all the way around to Graves. And Flynn throws into McCune, but it's an errant pass. It's tipped off by Porter. Up ahead to Eldridge to Lee. Rachel Lee goes right around Foster and lays it in on the fast break. Now 50-46. A little bit of a haphazard press as they weren't able to exactly set up in it, but Rachel Lee and Matching giving good pressure. Flynn gets it to Foster, over to Beam, back over to Graves. Nice ball movement from Georgetown. Now they'll settle down with about 16 on the shot clock. This is Flynn. She operates against Lee. Hand off to Beam. Beam looks for a shot, doesn't shoot it. They're kind of having a two-man game in the corner. Now with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Foster, she drives, puts up a scooping layup, misses, gets her own rebound. And she's going to be fouled underneath. Not sure who it's on. They're going to say Candace Porter. And with that foul, takes us to our first media timeout of the second half. We'll take it along with them. It's 50-46 Georgetown here in Georgetown, Kentucky. Here in Georgetown, Kentucky. Jessica Foster got to the free throw line after a foul before the break. She hit her first to make it 51-46. Georgetown hits the second as well. It's a 6-point lead, 52-46 with 4:50 to play here in the third quarter. This is Kayla Eldridge working against Van Zant. She heads over to Porter at the top of the key. She hands off to Lee. Lee now gets it back to Porter alone. And finally, Candace gets by Teonia McCune for an easy layup. Good job of dragging her out there. It's thrown into Van Zant to Foster in the corner. This has been pretty much the same approach to break the press all night. The throw ahead is where they have trouble. Nearly tipped and stolen, and finally it's thrown away by Beam. McCune couldn't handle it. It's going to be UPIKE basketball. UPIKE's going to have to make that press work, and they are doing a good job here so far in the third quarter. I know it's tiring, but they're going to have to battle through it to try to steal a win here in Georgetown. This is Kayla Eldridge ahead to Matching. UPIKE being nice and slow, looking for a good shot. Rachel Lee doing a good job. Bears doing a good job moving the basketball. Precia Rogers into the paint. Her bank shot off the mark. Rebound by Candace Porter. It's up, and they're actually going to get Teonia McCune with a foul there. And I'll say that's a rough call on the 6'5" post players. Just kind of getting whistled for that for being in the wrong place, and the ref had a bad angle at it. But regardless, UPIKE will take it, and they're going to get Candace Porter to the free throw line where she'll have 2 shots. First one's off the mark. Porter has 9 points, but she's 4 of 13 from the field. Now 0 of 1 from the free throw line. So she's having to do getting it done with a lot of shots. But it's a tough team to play against down low for a player like Porter, as they have Teonia McCune and Jessica Foster, who are so tough to get around in the paint. Kayla Day going to get her back into the game for the Bears as Porter puts up the second shot. It's bounces around and in. 52-49 the score here. 3-point game. UPIKE hasn't had the lead since the first quarter. Jessica Foster breaks the press by herself, dribbling down the sideline. She gets it over to Graves. Graves, a nice entry pass to McCune, and that's easy for her. She lays it in. 54-49, Georgetown in front. Kayla Day gets over to Andrea Matchin. Matchin going to work against Graves and throws over to Baker. Emily Baker checked in the last break as well. Day in the corner gets it back out to Lee. To Porter to Matchin. Worked around. Deep two-pointer for Matchin is good off the pass from Porter. It's 54-51. UPIKE going to have to get a stop here. Graves back to Van Zant. 26 on the shot clock. Foster still not across half court. Now they do. It's into the front court. Thrown ahead to Graves. She nearly walks. Going to need some help. Throws over to Van Zant. The open three-pointer, and it's good. She's 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Makes it 57-51 Georgetown, nearing the 3-minute mark, the third period. Andrea Matchin to Porter. Foul line extended. Her jumper off the mark. The rebound is fought for. Day pulls it down and throws it away to Armstrong. Just a really tough play to make there for Day. Van Zant pushes ahead to front of her. Up ahead to Foster. Looked like she walked. She didn't. And she's going to be fouled by Emily Baker. It's 2 shots coming up for Jessica Foster.
Team 30. At the line for Georgetown, Jessica Foster, 3-2.
Georgetown has led by as many as 7 points in this one. They're going to have a chance to go even further ahead here as Foster puts the first one up and good. They match that lead. It's now 58-51 with 2:46 to play in the third. And she's off the mark, so that's going to be where the lead stays for Georgetown. 7 points. That's the highest they had in the first half as well. Conley, a quick three, just not a good shot. Luckily, Rachel Lee picks it up and lays it in. That was a big, big offensive board and putback. 58-53 now. Here comes Van Zant to the front court. Throws it over to Graves, and she swings to Armstrong. The baseline was open there, but a jump ball is a good job. Rachel Lee getting in there on ZZ. Its ball's going to go back over to UPIKE. This is Kayla Eldridge running the point. She jogs it into the front court. Crosses half court. She's met by Armstrong. She's gets some interior screens. Rachel Lee's looking to throw it down there to Danielle Calvert. Just can't get open. Devin Conley will have to handle it on the perimeters. Throws to Matchin. Good cut from DC, and it's an easy layup for 2. 58-55. That was a beautiful cut there from DC. No chance to get the press on as Georgetown's moving quick. It's Armstrong as UPIKE goes back into that deep 2-3 zone. They don't come out much extended on it, but it's really hard for Georgetown to get operating down low against it. Graves throws it around Eldridge to Van Zant. She's back over to Graves. Nearly traveled. Throws a pass into ZZ, and it's laid up and good. Really traveled there, and just a no call. Kayla Eldridge going to come back. Doesn't let them slow them down as UPIKE will look to come back and answer right away. Rachel Lee, a quick three-pointer is off the mark, and the rebound by ZZ. That was not a shot we're used to seeing from Lee. You know, she can hit them from there. Would have been a big one. Van Zant tries to look for something open in this zone defense. It's really tough to find an open player for Georgetown. They got to hit big shots. Swings it to Graves. Graves in the corner to Armstrong. They throw in down low. This is ZZ. It looked like she traveled, but they're actually going to call a foul. Nope, they're going to say she traveled. It's going to be UPIKE basketball. Kayla Eldridge to the front court. Throws it in the corner. Rachel Lee. Rachel Lee swings to Matchin, and we're going to have a hold down low on ZZ. They're going to get called with a foul. Let's see what number that is on her. It's her third foul, team's third, and they're quickly going to get her out of the ball game as Jessica Foster will replace her. 1 minute to go here in the third period. It's Georgetown 60, UPIKE 55. Conley searching for her teammate, gets it to Lee at the top of the key, and she quickly hands off to Eldridge. She's going to work against Armstrong, gets open, look for three, don't want to do that, but she's off the mark. It bounces around, hits the top of the backboard. It's going to go to Georgetown. 52.2 seconds on the clock, 5-point ball game. This is Van Zant jogging the ball to the front court. She is a 5'4" freshman from Crestwood. Gets it to Armstrong in the corner and deeper in the corner to Foster. Back around Graves. They'll work around the other side. This is Van Zant. Moving the ball well. Not a lot of dribbles against this zone. Foster, a three-pointer, no good. Rebound pulled down by Porter. UPIKE wants to move fast. 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. Eldridge in the corner to match, and her three, no good. Long rebound is out of bounds. Going to go back to the Tigers with 22 seconds on the clock. Shot clock turned off. Georgetown can hold for one if they want to. It's not been the decision for these teams so far in every other quarter before, as they've just kept running down the floor, putting up shots. But I kind of look at this point in the game, up 5 for Georgetown to hold for one. Van Zant jogs it into the front court. She hands off to Armstrong. Nearly picked off by Eldridge. Armstrong over to Foster. They got about 5 players outside in the perimeter. Armstrong blocked by Rogers. Here she comes the other way. 6 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Eldridge 3 at the buzzer is no good. Nearly goes down. That's going to do it for the third period. It's a 5-point ball game. UPIKE trails Georgetown 60-55. We'll be right back with the final quarter here in just a few minutes. Well, let's play 10 more minutes of basketball here in Georgetown, Kentucky, where the home Tigers lead UPIKE 60-55 with 9:50 to go on the clock. UPIKE going to have to get something going on the defensive end. They led 25-22 early in the second quarter. Three-pointer hit by Beam tied things up, and then from there, Georgetown has just been rolling ever since. Been in control. McCune off the mark a couple times. Porter pulls down the rebound. That was a big opportunity there for the Bears. 60-55, 9:20 on the clock. Let's see what UPIKE can get. Taylor McGlade in to run the show. Throws to over to Matchin, inside to Porter. She throws it out to McGlade. McGlade puts a runner up in the paint. It's good, and that was a big basket for Taylor McGlade. 60-57, 9:10 to go here in the ball game. McGlade had to have that one. Throws in the corner there to Haley Armstrong. Armstrong swings around to Van Zant. This is Van Zant looking for something in this zone. Inside Armstrong. She's having trouble. Graves going to throw one up. No good. Rebound. It's a loose ball. It just goes out of bounds. It's going to be UPIKE basketball. That was one of those boards where it just dropped into an empty spot in the court. Nobody reached out to grab it, and eventually UPIKE, just the luck of the bounce, going to take over. 8:50 on the clock, 60-57, the Georgetown lead. This is Taylor McGlade going against a man-to-man approach from Georgetown. Candace Porter down low, sets a good screen on Foster. Precia Rogers rolls, throws to McGlade in the corner. McGlade not going to shoot that one from there. Gets it to Candace Porter at the free throw line, puts up a shot. Thought that was going to be a foul call on McCune, but she pulls down the rebound. Up ahead to Van Zant. Swing to Graves in the corner, deeper in the corner to Foster. Swings back over to Van Zant. That's just the same play we've been seeing all night here from the Tigers. Van Zant, top of the key. You don't want her to shoot it. She's made all 3 of her three-point attempts. Precia Rogers puts her hands on Foster, going to get called for the first foul of the quarter.
First, second team first. Lieutenant Georgetown, number 14, Leslie Cruz. And number 34, Ashley May.
McCune going to step out of the ball game here as it's going to be Ashley Mays, senior from Frankfort, comes in, replaces her. So we get the 6'5 senior from Louisville out of the ball game. That opens things up a little bit down low for the Bears. This is Mays controlling it out of the inbounds pass from under the basket. She hands off to, that's Lydia Graves, and they're going to get Devin Conley with a hand check. Devin Conley has 3 fouls on her. 2 fouls to none for Georgetown. Here comes Ashley Mays. She was kind of running the show as she's looking to hand off to Van Zant. She does. On a curl, nearly another foul on Precia Rogers, but a free throw line shot from Van Zant's off the mark. Rogers, nice pass, outlet to Devin Conley. She gets it up ahead to Matchin, and the layup is no good. Rebound, Porter. What a rebound. Candace Porter from Prestonsburg does a great job sticking that one back in. 60-59. Van Zant. She's in the front court. She calls for a little bit of motion offense. Georgetown not in a hurry, and they haven't been all game long. Handoff to Foster. Down low, and Candace nearly gets another pick off, and she is working hard down there, folks. With 7:30 to play, this is anybody's ball game right here. Georgetown 60, UPIKE 59. Kennedy Flynn, freshman from Irving, Kentucky, checks into the game. Van Zant gets a much-needed break. It's going to be Ashley Mays triggering it inbounds, gets it to Foster, the 1,000-point scorer for the Tigers. She's dangerous. Out to Flynn. Flynn needs somebody to hand off to, and UPIKE thought they had a moving screen, but they're actually going to get Taylor McGlade with a hand check. That's 3 quick fouls on the Bears. It's 3-0 on the foul calls with 7:22 to play. Georgetown takes back over. They're not in any kind of foul trouble. No fouls called in the first 3 minutes. Flynn nearly lost it, but she gathers, goes towards the hoop, lays it up, no good. Tipped around down there, and Porter comes down with it. Porter has been the MVP, if you want to call one, for the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. She's got the Bears back in this one. McGlade met by Flynn. Man-to-man approach still for Georgetown. Thought they had another one to Porter. Matchin pulls up free throw line too strong. Tipped around and pulled down by Mays. Up ahead to Foster. Anybody can bring the ball up the court for this Georgetown game. Got a lot of good ball handlers on it. Here's Flynn. Looks like she might have traveled. Gathers herself. It's a man-to-man defense now. It's been constant switches for the Bears, and now they got a hold on Kella Eldridge. No, I'm sorry, Taylor McGlade. That's her second foul, and she's going to come out of the game for Kayla Day. Also coming out of the ball games, Kella Eldridge, Devin Conley in for her. UPIKE in a little bit of a bind here with fouls. Every Georgetown will shoot 2 shots now on every foul the rest of the way. Inbound to Foster. She gathers, goes in around Matchin, no good, and that's over the back offensive foul there called on Foster. That's the Georgetown's first. It's also Foster's first foul, so really good job from the senior from Versailles, Indiana. A good job in not fouling in this game. Somehow has played nearly over 30 minutes of basketball and just picked up her first foul. Kayla Day into the front court, hands off to Conley, top of the key. Throws swung around to Porter. Porter wants to operate down low, not beyond the 3-point line. Kayla Day open in the corner. They don't see her. Precia Rogers, no good off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Graves. Flynn likes to push the pace for Georgetown. The freshman is not shy here to move it towards the rim. She goes all the way in. Layup no good. Rebound Foster. Tipped around. It's pulled out of there by Matchin. There's going to be a foul, I believe, on Flynn. It's actually on Foster, so after not fouling for 3 quarters, she picks up 2 in the early goings of the fourth. Probably not going to get in foul trouble this late in the game, but it's UPIKE wants to get to where they're shooting from the bonus as well. Still 3 fouls to give, or 2 to give, I'm sorry, for Georgetown. Kayla Day, the point guard, senior, works it up into the front court, throws to the corner to Eldridge. Good pump fake, drives all the way, layup good. UPIKE now has the lead, 61-60. This is the first time since it was 25-22 in the second quarter. Georgetown had a couple 7-point leads. Now it's UPIKE by 1. This is Foster all the way, gets ZZ into the paint. ZZ working against Porter. Her shot no good. Rebound by Candace Porter. She is a warrior down there. Gives it to Kayla Day. UPIKE needs to keep this up. They got to keep scoring the basketball because Georgetown's going to be able to as well. They get it over to Rogers. Swung around. Conley thought about it. She puts it up. No good. Rebound to Kayla Day. She goes back up. Her layup no good. Rebound Foster. Good job. Credit Kayla Day for working in there. Flynn with the ball. 5 minutes to go. This is what you asked for, folks. This is UPIKE Georgetown basketball here on the road. 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. ZZ, foul line, jumper, good, and the lead goes back to the Tigers, 62-61. Up ahead, Precia Rogers all alone, her layup no good. Porter pulls it down, hook shot, and she gets fouled by ZZ. 2 free throws coming up for Candace Porter. First, we'll have a media timeout. We'll take it and be right back with you here on YouTube. Reed Alumni Gymnasium here in Georgetown, Kentucky. Candace Porter was sent to the free throw line. She made her first one. It's tied up 62 all. Second one good as well, and Candace Porter, your fourth quarter hero, gives UPIKE the lead again, 63-62. 4:47 to play. It's Kennedy Flynn still running the point guard as UPIKE's back in that full court press. They have a little trouble with it. Foster up ahead. She finds, that's Mays. Mays turns it over. It's picked up by Kayla Day. Jump ball called, and the ball is going to the Bears. So here's a chance for UPIKE. They got a 1-point lead in the basketball. It's been a long time since they've had any more than a 1-point advantage. This is a huge possession as Devin Conley and Kayla Eldridge are going to check in. Rachel Lee and Kayla Day are going to come out. This is Eldridge with the ball in her hands into the front court. She's going to dribble slowly and attack Mays. Brings it back. Now she's finding Candace Porter down low. McCune on her, so she quickly passes it out. Prisha Rogers, three-point line. She has Foster on her. Porter with the screen, now hands it off to Eldridge. Not a lot of movement. UPIKE's got to get something going here. Eldridge drives, puts it up, blocked, and it's going to be pulled down by McCune. So the good block and rebound there from the 6'5 player. Here's Kennedy Flynn into the front court. She's trailing by 1, her and her Tigers, with 4 minutes to go here in the final quarter. UPIKE now in a man-to-man defense. They're pressing after makes, then going to man-to-man on the other end. Foster works against Match and throws a shot up. It's short, pulled down by Eldridge, and then batted out of her hands by Foster. UPIKE basketball.
Hey, drive down! Come on, Deon, you got it!
Kayla Eldridge jogs it, a little more of a run pace as they're trying to pick up the pace. UPIKE knows they have to score. They're not trying to sit back here and try to win this game with defense. Here's Devin Conley putting up a shot over McCune. It rims out. Prisha Rogers rebound. She's off the mark and then doesn't get the offensive rebound again. That was a tough one there. UPIKE cannot buy a basket when they have the lead. Trying to go offense for defense here, and it's a little too late as the Bears are going to have to retreat to the bench that we're trying to get in. Foster throws up over Conley, over to Flynn. Now they get it over to Armstrong. Armstrong having a little trouble. Now she goes by Match, and she's got a wide open look. Throws up to McCune. McCune lays it in, and Georgetown up by 1, 64-63. 3:15 on the clock. Here's Kayla Eldridge. She's going to drive. Goes toward the basket. Oh, nice move over to Candace Porter to Prisha Rogers. Here's a no shots, though, out of that. Here's Devin Conley. She goes around McCune, puts a shot up. It's blocked out of bounds. It's going to be UPIKE ball. I don't have the official blocks in front of me. McCune's got at least 6 or 7. She has controlled the paint. UPIKE would be a good idea to either draw her out, go around her, or somebody get a screen to pick her away, because if she's in the area, she's blocking it. Here's Eldridge. She uses a screen from Porter. Throws it around top of the key to Conley. Conley wants to set something up. There's 5 seconds on the shot clock. She got to realize it. She's going to drive against McCune. She goes in and misses the runner. McCune pulls down the rebound. 2:45 to go. There's a foul by Andrea Match, and she fouls Flynn pretty hard one near half court. It's going to send Flynn to the line for 2 shots. 64-63 is the Georgetown lead with 2:44 on the clock. Kennedy Flynn is who's being sent to the free throw line. Kennedy Flynn has been there for 2. She made both of them. She's a 95% free throw shooter. It's going to be a gift here if she misses even one. Her first off the mark, so there's the gift. A little bit of a radio jinx. Kennedy Flynn gathers herself for her second. Puts it up. That one's good. And it's 2-point lead for Georgetown. Here comes Kayla Eldridge. This one getting into crunch time. 2:40 to play. Devin Conley in the corner. She's guarded by Flynn. Wants to operate. Goes right by her. But McCune steps up nicely, and it rims out. Matching with the rebound. She goes straight back up. Blocked by McCune. And the rebound by Haley Armstrong. McCune controlling this basketball game. Georgetown slowing things down with 2:20 to play. They're enjoying this 2-point lead. Flynn hands it off to Armstrong. She goes around, a little bit of dribble motion. Foster shoves off a little bit on Rogers. She has it outside over to Mays. Mays drives, puts up a runner in the paint. It's straight down the hoop and good. It's a 4-point game, 67-63 Georgetown. 2 minutes to go, folks. Kayla Eldridge pulls it into the front court. She's looking for a little bit of help. It gets it with Matching. Matching over to Prisha Rogers. Foster, this is everybody up on their man-to-man defense. Good pass down low to Rogers. She puts up a shot. It's no good. Candace Porter tries to rebound it, doesn't get it. Georgetown's going to slow things down with 1:40 to go, up by 4. Still plenty of possessions left for the Bears. They just got to lock down here on D. Flynn hands off to Mays. This is Mays working. She goes around Devin Conley, throws up to McCune. McCune shot good. 6-point game, 69-63. Georgetown and Teonia McCune are rolling, and Joanna McNamee wants a timeout. It's full. We're going to take it with them. We'll be right back here with more UPIKE basketball.
Everybody breaks a glass. Everybody breaks a glass. We all forget to sleep. Crash at someone's feet. Everybody skips a beat. Let the chances pass. The feeling we held so fast. Everybody breaks a glass. And you're standing and never let it go. Not just a little but a little fall. Wondering how I gotta hit the cold. Wishing I didn't know what I know now. It's never been about the money. What will the outcome not hurt me? However much you got, you can play. You're as good as you reciprocate. We all pretend to keep a tongue out of our cheek.
We're back live here with crunch time, minute 18 to go. Match and tacking right away off the mark, and Teonia McCune got the rebound, and they're going to say that Rachel Lee fouled her, trying to strip it out of her hands. Excuse me, Match and fouled her. So now a 6-point deficit and a foul call that came quick on that rebound. It's going to send, thought it was McCune.
Player that she fouled.
They're actually going to say that Foster had the ball, and it's going to send her to the free throw line for a couple. So Foster hits her first one. Now a 7-point lead for Georgetown with a minute 14 to go in this one. This is a tough pill to swallow as UPIKE had fought all the way back in front, and now they see themselves down 8 with a minute 14 on the clock. But anything possible here. Devin Conley going to try to get things going. She's dribbling against Flynn. Too much time coming off the clock. Going to have to work here. Matchin has the ball against Armstrong. Goes around her, straight towards McCune, lays it up, and it's hanging on the rim, and it's out. Rebound pulled down by Mays, and it's not looking good for UPIKE in this one. Flynn going to be fouled by Kella Eldridge with 52.9 seconds left. So we talked about it before. This is in the last 13 seasons, Georgetown has a 21-9 advantage over UPIKE in this series, including a 14-3 mark here on their home floor. So it's looking like they're going to improve to 15-3. It's going to be just the third loss though against Georgetown, for Joanna McNamee. She's been so good against them, but credit Georgetown. They had a good plan in this one and a good attack. Flynn hits the first shot, makes it a 9-point lead for the Tigers. Her second one no good. Rebound pulled down by Mays. They're actually going to give a timeout to UPIKE. That is the call. It looked like the rebound was going to be stripped and given to Georgetown, but they give a 30-second timeout UPIKE's way. We'll step away just for 30 seconds. Be right back. .51 ticks left. Andrea Matchin going to be firing it in for the Bears. She gets the ball That was a extremely quick 5-second call there against the Bears. I've never seen a quicker one. And I'll say it was a makeup because the timeout probably should not have been granted to UPIKE, but that was definitely trying to get the ball back to the Tigers, and it was accomplished there, a 5-second violation. Ball inbounded to Ashley Mays, and it's going to be fouled immediately by Rachel Lee. She'll go to the free throw line. It's 72-63 Tigers, 49.7 seconds left in this one. UPIKE basically playing the free throw game. They're going to try to send Georgetown to the line, hope for a couple misses, and then hit a big shot on their end. Well, they get the miss. Still single-digit deficit as Kayla Eldridge going to come in, replace Kayla Day. And the second shot is off the mark. Rebound, pulled down Rachel Lee. UPIKE's got to move. Kayla Eldridge picks up. She's blocked by Mays. But it's going to stay with the UPIKE as the ball was blocked and out of bounds. Kayla Eldridge doing what she needed to do by taking that shot. And there's going to be a timeout, full timeout by Pikeville. So sorry, folks. Once again, we'll step away and be right back with you with more UPIKE basketball. Quickly inbounds for UPIKE, and Andrea Matchin had a close layup that just missed the mark. And now with 37.7 seconds to go, down by 9, it's going to be Georgetown basketball, and it's pretty much safe to say this one's in the books. UPIKE will stay in a full court pressure defense and nearly fouled Flynn. Kayla Eldridge called for a foul on Flynn, and folks, that's pretty much going to do it here. As whether Flynn makes these or not, UPIKE's going to have just maybe one more possession fouling, then they'll probably back off. Flynn's first shot is good. It's a 10-point game with 33.2 seconds on the clock. Credit UPIKE, they're still fighting. They just can't get a shot to drop down low. Here's Flynn's shot, no good. Rebound, fought for, pulled down by Porter. Now up ahead to Andrea Matchin. Matchin kicks it over to Kayla Eldridge. Eldridge's three is no good. Rebound Flynn, and that's going to do it as Flynn will actually get picked off. Conley gets the steal, then Conley turns it right back over. Up ahead to Mays, and Mays lays it in and good. And we have an injury on the floor there as Devin Conley got tied up with a player on the floor, and she goes down. There's 11.9 seconds left in this one. UPIKE trails 75-63. Conley was picked off, or got a steal on a back tip from Flynn, and then Flynn kind of took her legs out from under and got the ball back. They passed it up ahead to Ashley Mays, and she got the layup to make it a 12-point game. You're hoping it's just something minor here with Devin, as she is back up on her feet, walking at her own strength, so I think she's going to be fine. She had had some back injuries in the last few games, but she's going to come out of this one. A good, hard-fought game for Conley. I thought she played with a lot of energy. It's just not going to be enough here against the Tigers. You know, this UPIKE team still has a lot to play for. It's going to be a big win for Georgetown as they're going to go to 6-4 in league play, 11-11 overall. UPIKE will drop to 19-3, 5-3 in league play. So this conference race is tightening up as UPIKE's going to turn it over there. Mays dribbles in the front court, going to let the clock run out, and that's where this one's going to end, folks. Georgetown gets the win, 75-63. We thank you for joining us here on our broadcast of UPIKE women's basketball, and just let you know you can now switch over your dial to Z1075 locally in Pikeville. You can also look up that radio station, East Kentucky Broadcasting's Z1075 online for an online stream. Also head over to Georgetown College. They have a video stream of the men's game coming up. It's going to be a good one. Number 2 Georgetown versus number 4 UPIKE. That one will tip in, just a little over 20 minutes. But for this broadcast, we thank you for joining us, and we'll be back with more UPIKE women's basketball on Saturday from Shawnee State. So this is Dan White, Sports Information Director from UPIKE, saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.